I thought he was able to, to pitch to both sides of the plate to the left-handers. The slow breaking ball came into play. We talked about. He threw some of those split changes. The two-seamer had some action, and then the four-seamer up top. Kind of the way he planned it going at him. His stuff was playing out better, I think, than he was feeling. He didn't really say you could feel like a real good rhythm, like sometimes he's gotten in, but his stuff was playing. And I think the rhythm started coming later, in the later innings, the 6th and 7th. I thought he got in a real good rhythm. He was just out battling with pretty good stuff, but I mean, sometimes they feel it, and other times they're just making pitches. He was making pitches. Chris had even said this stuff was better than it was his last two starts, but he was just wasn't feeling the same way, just the release point and repeating his delivery. But man, that was a big time outing for him. Big crowd. Piggybacking a big win yesterday.
Can you talk about the fight that your club had? For example, the overmade fair ball, foul ball, gets to extending it back, gets a base hit, brings home the overhead run at the time, called at second base, safer out, but yet your team just continues to fight and push forward.
Well, we have this thing we've talked about. 3 things are going to happen to you today that you have no control over. They're going to throw you sideways. And if you'll think about it, just about everybody does. And I just tell them in the game, there's usually 3 things in the game that can throw you sideways. How you react to those 3 things are really going to help you grow throughout your career and us as a team. And so far, it's played itself out pretty well. If you get a call, great, move on. If you don't get a call, you got to play through it. The game can't stop you. Frustration can't stop you. Your emotion can't stop you. So when it's done, move on. We've been able to do that pretty well so far.
How good is it to see all those extra base hits?
Good feeling for the offense. I just like the way we're swinging the bat. We've got some better 2-strike approaches going right now. We'll have a big challenge again tomorrow. But it seems like we've had some improvement as we've moved through the last, maybe, I want to say at least the last 4 or 5 games. We had some big swings early at Citi Field. In the last couple of games we were able to do better, and the games in here have been much better.
Specifically, we've seen improvement in overbase. He's starting to get the feel, as he would call it.
Well, time will tell. That's the thing. Every time a guy has a pretty good game, we talk about after the game, is he on his way? Time will tell. He looked good today. He's taking some better swings. He's staying in pretty much throughout now, facing some tough lefties also, as in the case yesterday. It looks better to me. I know he's feeling better. Anytime a hitter feels more confident, usually the results pick up from there.
Largest crowd in PNC Park history in the dugout. Can you get a feel for what the atmosphere is like?
Well, I get a feel for the atmosphere. I wasn't where it was the largest crowd, so good for our crowd, good for our fans that they were out. It's a good matchup. This matchup has some history. There's a lot of Philly fans that make the trip. I do believe that we're getting some incremental traction with our fan base, that we're playing better. We have a long way to go. Hopefully, it's playing out, and they're seeing this is a fun club to watch, and we have the ability to break your heart one night and come back and make you jump up and down the next.
How does a big crowd like that affect the team?
Well, everybody likes to play in front of a big crowd. You ask the guys that are just up from AAA, you put this second deck on the stadium, you pack 38,000 people in it, it can give you an adrenaline boost, there's no doubt. And then when bigger situations, those game-changing situations come up, it just works. I've always loved it. There's no player that doesn't love it, especially when you're home. It does make a difference.
Thanks, Clint.
Okay.